Yeah, good evening everyone. Glad we came to the stop in those get really late and really dark outside. It's depressing. Uh, you came to talk called Shipping Python Apps like it's 2024. And I spoke to a couple of you a whole way already, and you were really excited about this topic, which makes what I'm about to do all the more painful. But you're in the software industry, so you're going to be familiar with it. We're going to do a bit about a rug. Instead of talking about should be Python apps like sorts of 4, you'll get presentation about this presentation. And the reason that is because I did not manage to get a presentation that I was sufficiently excited about to give you. And hopefully you can have the fuck and can still say something away to that. So, a bit of background. I should, in theory, have one of the best backgrounds to get a talk about shipping. After doing it for a long time, and after shipping lots of different size tasks, I've shipped command line interfaces, web apps, I made schedulers, I've shipped to IoT devices. I've worked with lots of different systems. I've worked with Kubernetes. I've worked with platforms. I've done all the big clouds. I've had a rack of 26 Windows servers in the basement that I was shipping applications to. And in this, of course, I apply all the best practices. So, I know it, George. When I submitted this presentation or this CSP, it was also very much the right time. I was in a job where I was shipping about 10 times a week. I was making lots of commercial prototypes, and I was just getting software out all the time. Funny story, when I learned about getting this talk accepted, I was actually at PyCon Poland. And I actually did not learn from the organizers that Champions talk. It was from a couple of people that came out here earlier to give a talk about Tiger. They told me, we saw on the website of PyCon Roswell that you will legally get talk there. That was news to me. On that same day, I got fired, which sounds bad, but in many ways I was pleased. And so at this point, I had a lot of time to do this presentation right, because I had the right background and, I had all the time in the world. And so I also took that time, and I had a first demo in France finished somewhere mid-October. So this was by far the most on time I've ever been with preparing it off. Normally it's time together a week before, Kenny presented to tell you. So it felt very good. But still, I'm not giving you a talk about shipping Pythons. And so why is that? Everything that I had prepared, and I had lots and lots of ideas, it just did not feel worth saying. I was not excited about it. So up until this morning, I had a presentation that was about getting your NAS heads to fight flat forks via more serverless methodology. This morning at 6 o'clock, I just woke up and thought, no, I'm not excited about this. I'm not going to do it. So some other drafts that did not make it. In the industry and the kind of space, I see CI/CD often coming up as a bottleneck or a problem. So I have this old Nevo plan now where I have a Docker file where I had a portable CI, right? You can leverage multi-stage builds and run these in parallel, and it's all very cool. But then I get the Docker file was yeah, but realistically, nobody in their right mind is going to use this. So then I thought, well, what if we look at serverless? Serverless, it was big promise somewhere around 2015, 2016, and it kind of fizzled out. But by now, we're really getting there. But in that job that I was in, I talked to somebody when they're so married to Kubernetes, it's not advice that I could use to begin. So then I thought, what's the next thing, right? Famously, WebAssembly, according to the creator of Docker, would have made Docker obsolete. So I thought, well, what if I look at how WebAssembly can uproot this kind of ecosystem of containers? But then, I return to WebAssembly every half year or so with lots of excitement, and then I leave with lots of disappointment because I'm not there yet. And then I thought, well, maybe I can make like a demo where we live code my shipping platform where you can get your code onto the DSs. And all of it just, all these things are full of contradictions because even though they're clever and they're maybe functional, they will not apply universally. And the thing that I kind of go to like e-conference, I think in general, is when someone comes up on stage, they say, I have this one goal and solution, and it's not a silver bullet, but you should totally use it. So I did not want to be that person, especially knowing that all these solutions were just not both fit well. And so this kind of brought me back to a philosophy that I hold very dearly outside of just software development, which is that complicated things are just really, really complicated. And they will not stop being complicated because you throw some clever solution at it. If you think about frameworks, for instance, it's not that it's suddenly easier to do something, it's just that the complexity has moved to a place where you cannot see it. The complexity is still there. So in this journey of making this presentation and thinking about shipping, there's a couple of things out there. First, will not surprise you, just I had no freaking clue what makes for good shipping practices. Like, I cannot tell you. I've seen contradictory methods work equally well, fail equally well. It just doesn't really matter. And I think neither is anybody here. You may have some shipping strategy that you are doing or that you may believe in, but I think many of you have this kind of grass is greener idea of, well, if only we switch to Kubernetes, or if only we go to Terraform, then suddenly it will be better. I just don't think that's true. And so this kind of brings me to this idea that shipping is not reliably functional, which is to say, no matter what technology you choose, at some point it will fail, it will fall apart, and will not be enjoyable. Similarly, no matter what technology you choose, you will find a way to ship software. It just doesn't matter. So if we're not thinking about technology, what are we thinking about when it comes to shipping? And so I had this sentence in my head, and I shifted to this. What if it's not about shipping as something that needed to be fun? In that sense, I want you to think about dieting, actually. What a lot of people will tell you, because following a diet or a fad diet, it just doesn't work unless you are able to stick with it. I think the same holds true for shipping, which is to say, the shipping strategy that will work for you is the one that you will stick with, not the one that is a fad, but best enough both. And I think fun in general is maybe something we should be thinking more about in our industry. The reason I say this is because across the field, I think we are seeing a lot of mental health problems as well. We are optimizing so strongly for efficiency and being faster, being better, that people just get burned out and you lose the kind of fun in your job. And it's kind of really back that, having all this knowledge and all this background and this experience, I was just not enjoying making this presentation, which is why you're getting a different presentation now. Similarly, having the best practices and all these different ideas about what you should be doing to ship your software, it's not enough to make fun. And so you kind of arrive at what I would call my concept, which is that you should not be optimizing for efficiency or reliability or any of that, let's say, KPI crap. Rather, you should be looking at things that you can do sustainably. And part of sustainability, just enjoying your thing that you do. So when is shipping actually fun? Is it when all the pipelines go well, where all the barrier reef, where all the obstacles are just obstacles? Is it when production never fails? Is it when nobody accidentally get from the table? Is it when there is no rush of having to fix a bun? Let's think about it in a different way. When are games fun? Is it when you just walk in a straight line and there are no obstacles and you can just do whatever exit C? Is it when there are no surprises? Is there no fun in rolling a nat 1 and having to deal with shit situation? So, thinking about that way, how do you have fun achieving solve? Well, just like gaze, it's something that is going to be highly subjective. But even though you maybe cannot answer in fit the way, you can have some love and be a guess. So I'm going to be listing out some profiles. If you recognize yourself, you might want to try that technology the next time that you are shooting software. So let's say you enjoy D&D or Call is Day 3. You really enjoy role play. You like playing Catan and you like coming up with weeks, make your own games. Stay with EC2. You get to play with IAM roles, you get to make arbitrary policies, we're gonna have lots of fun. So, maybe you like D&D, but you like the strategic battle aspects. You like playing out all your rules, you like being clever. And then, as I said, having that nav slot and having a little full part. Well, secure, a player type person, terrifying. If you like deck building, which is to say you like making complex synergies that maybe make no sense to somebody else, but you fully understand. You like the creativity. Build your own platform. Make your own Kubernetes. It's fine. Nobody's going to judge you. If you like Yahtzee or Casino Banks, just like a big amount of luck and slow yields. If you like games like EVE Online, where you kind of need to read a whole manual and figure out the socio-economic politics and all this kind of stuff, obviously that's doing it. If you like Call of Duty, you like just jumping in and you like going at fast pace, out of nowhere getting a huge bill for self. If you like Beat Saber and you really believe that VR is going to be good next year, or maybe this thing is already is coming out. One summer. In closure, I want you to try to have fun. Thanks for your time.